At a little more than a month away, a new House of the Dragon trailer came out on May 14th in anticipation of the House of the Dragon Season 2 release date of Sunday, June 16th. If you haven't had a chance to see the trailer, I'll leave a link for you in the description along with my other teaser and trailer reactions. This video is a reaction to the costumes in the trailer, and I've also included pictures from Entertainment Weekly, which were released on the same day. The trailer reveals some new details, and I believe the costumes help provide context and enhance the storytelling by offering insight into the setting. However, the trailer is often quite dark, making it difficult to see some of the costume details clearly. This video may contain some mild spoilers, but I'll avoid major plot points wherever possible. To make things easier, I've broken down the trailer by the two factions, the Greens and the Blacks, along with their allies. Since I've discussed many of the costumes shown in this trailer in previous videos, I'll try not to be too repetitive. So let's start with Aegon and the Greens. Aegon enters the throne room with two men behind him. According to the Dragon Demands, these are Martin Rain and Leon Estermont, who also appear in a behind-the-scenes photo. The Rains, who were aligned with the Lannisters, sided with King Aegon. Meanwhile, Estermont of Greenstone represents one of the principal houses sworn to House Baratheon. The Dragon Demands also noted on Twitter that the red line rampant of the Rain sigil can be seen on Martin's collar. In a previous video, I mentioned Aegon's embroidered jacket, which is similar to his father Viserys' style. His jacket appears again in the trailer, and we also have a picture from Entertainment Weekly showing it unfastened. Now, I'm always interested in the inner workings of the costumes, and it's noteworthy that a jacket might feature hooks and eyes, or just eyes, allowing it to be fastened with laces. Since this is a medieval-type setting, you won't see zippers or buttons in the show. In the last trailer, Aegon was seen donning armor, and here he is riding Sunfire in his full outfit. As I mentioned before, his sleeves are adorned with mail and scales resembling dragon claws, but they also kind of remind me of razor blades. And I'm a bit surprised by the size of his pauldrons, which appear disproportionate compared to his sleek armor. And I wanted to mention something about his helmet, which I discussed in detail in my last video. Another YouTuber noted that he has fused Aegon the Conqueror's crown onto his helmet. I don't believe that this is the case at all, and that it's actually a replica of the crown used to adorn his helm so that he is recognized as king in battle. So unless I see otherwise, that's my case and I'm sticking to it. There's a lovely shot of Alicent from behind where she's wearing this beautiful blue-green gown. It might be the velvet one that we've seen before when she's chatting with Otto. I like the back slit in the skirt, revealing a glimpse of a petticoat. It seems we have some underpinnings this season. I thought I'd also provide a side-by-side comparison to show you that Alicent's velvet gown is very similar to Lady Jane Eyre's gown. Jane Eyre, known as the Maiden of the Vale, is a new character in Season 2, portrayed by Amanda Collin, the remarkable actress who played Mother in Raised by Wolves. Aligned with the Blacks, Jane's gown color reflects her sky blue heraldry, and upon closer inspection, you can see what appears to be a falcon embroidered on her gown. In a segment of the trailer, Alicent is seen fleeing an angry mob in King's Landing with another woman who has white hair. While most speculate that the woman is Helaena, I have my doubts. Judging by Alicent's green brocade dress with gold trim in this scene, it's clear that it differs from the outfit she wears while seated at the funeral with Helaena. Therefore, I believe this is a separate event. Upon closer examination of the other woman's face and figure, I suspect she isn't Helaena. Moreover, given that the white-haired woman is pulling Alicent through the crowd and considering Alicent's likely role of protecting Helaena rather than vice versa, this woman may be acting as a decoy. Perhaps it is the unknown woman doing the fan dance or a Westerosi version of the can-can in the trailer. Though I'm uncertain about the events of the scene, I thoroughly enjoyed seeing their costumes in motion, with their veils fluttering and the emerald green color of their outfits contrasting beautifully with the gold cloaks. Speaking of the gold cloaks, their costumes, much like the armor seen throughout Season 2, seems to be a revival of the gold cloak armor from Season 1. In the trailer, there's a wide shot of Alicent and Aemond standing on the wall at King's Landing, with a close-up of the two featured in Entertainment Weekly. One notable observation is that the asymmetry of Aemond's coat reminds me of the coats worn by the Lannister men in Game of Thrones. Additionally, I'm really fond of the sand brown leather belt with a supporting strap worn over the top. Upon closer inspection, you'll notice that Aemond is carrying the Targaryen ancestral sword Blackfire and the cat's paw dagger. The trailer features numerous armies, so I'll focus on two for the Greens. The Lannister men-at-arms riding on horseback are clad in full-plate armor, a departure from the Japanese-inspired armor seen in Game of Thrones. However, I was delighted by the embossed lion on the pauldron of one of the soldiers, likely inspired by the lion armor worn by King Henry II of France, housed in the Royal Armouries collection. Jaime, Joffrey, and Tywin Lannister all sported pauldrons adorned with embossed golden lions. Additionally, another army is depicted at Rook's Rest that appears to be the Hightower Army. Hey, thank you for spending time with me so far. If you'd like to support me so that I can continue producing this type of content, I've created a Patreon beginning at $3 per month. I'll leave a link in my description if you want to check it out. During the trailer, it seems there was a disproportionate amount of focus on the Black, so if any Greens are watching, you may feel justified in being frustrated. I'm finding it challenging to keep track of Rhaenyra's numerous looks. Don't get me wrong, I love seeing her many different outfits. I've already discussed some of them, such as her riding leathers, the black scaly gown with the two ornate dragon epaulettes, and a dark red velvet gown, which we can see now in close-up. In the trailer, I noticed a new gray dress with a silhouette reminiscent of Daenerys, with what appears to be embroidery or appliques on the collar. In an Entertainment Weekly picture, she's sitting with her children, possibly wearing the red dress revealed in another trailer. And then the gown she wears at the end of the trailer, alongside Vermithor, features hanging sleeves. It's worth noting that while this dress is long, it is ankle length. In Game of Thrones, the costume designer Michelle Clapton often raised the hemline of some female characters, like Cersei Lannister and Sansa Stark, to convey strength. Speaking of Michelle Clapton, I hope she receives credit in the prequel show because, as we see in the trailer and the Entertainment Weekly photo, Cregan Stark is adorned in the Stark coat of plate armor from Game of Thrones. Over this, he wears a cloak with a wolf pelt collar reminiscent of those worn by Ned Stark and Jon Snow. While Jon's cloak, a gift from Sansa, had leather crossstraps tooled with the Stark direwolf sigil, Cregan opts for a brooch bearing their family crest. Furthermore, Cregan is depicted carrying the Valyrian steel greatsword Ice on his back. Jacaerys, meanwhile, is wearing a cloak fur side in, the way that the wildlings wear their clothes. His cloak is fastened with a penannular brooch like the Scandinavian or Baltic example from the 10th or 11th century that's from the Met collection. Jace's brooch appears to have 3 small dragons. Alan Valyrian, originally Alan of Hull, is a legitimized bastard of Dragonseed descent. In the trailer, he's seen wearing Valyrian armor, similar to the set worn by Laenor, though less extravagant compared to Corlys' armor. Another Entertainment Weekly picture shows Corlys with Alan in civilian clothing. Additionally, in the trailer, Corlys' Valyrian fleet is depicted wearing plate armor reminiscent of what we saw in Season 1. In a battle scene, the banners and shields of houses Darklyn, Rosby, and Stokeworth are visible, noble houses from the Crownlands allied with the Blacks. Soldiers from Stokeworth and Rosby were previously featured in an earlier trailer. And as I've mentioned before, I'm delighted to see that they are all properly equipped with armor, including mail and brigandines. House Darklyn's men-at-arms are adorned with kettle hats, which is a type of helmet made of steel resembling a brimmed hat popular among foot soldiers in Central Europe from the 10th to the 15th century. I'm uncertain if this medieval helmet has been showcased in the Game of Thrones universe before. This particular example dates back to 1470 and is from the Royal Armouries collection. There are a few instances in the trailer where it's unclear who the character is. I believe that in the two scenes where we see a man's ring, it's Daemon Targaryen. Although I've seen speculation online suggesting it could be Aegon wearing his father's ring, Daemon has been depicted wearing a silver Targaryen ring since season 1, and I haven't come across any images of Aegon wearing this particular ring. Please check out my video on the Targaryen and Velaryon rings if you want to know more. In the trailer, there are two scenes where Daemon appears to be in his night clothes. Additionally, his lover Mysaria is dressed in a very simple gown, possibly also night attire. There's another scene featuring Daemon and Rhaenys, both clad in armor, with Rhaenys riding Meleys in the same armor from season 1. Now, before I conclude this video, I just wanted to tell you that I found the Entertainment Weekly press photos for House of the Dragon a bit disappointing. In past years, when they had exclusive access to Game of Thrones, they would often do photo shoots with the actors in costume, allowing us, the audience, to see the costumes in their full glory. However, I'm eagerly anticipating the new season of House of the Dragon and the opportunity to see the costume details more closely. Keep an eye on my channel, as I'll be releasing plenty of content and hosting live streams with some fantastic guests. As always, thank you for spending time with me. I'll see you in the next video.